Hi, Codenamer here, and this is another part of lore in which my game will be set, so listen to Chapter 1, Chosen by State. The air in the eastern bunker tasted of wet concrete, stale ozone, and the metallic tang of heavy machinery. Lieutenant Piotr Kovachim adjusted the strap of his rifle, the worn leather digging into a shoulder that hadn't felt true rest in months. Behind him, the rhythmic thud hiss of the ventilation fans provided a mechanical heartbeat to the underground labyrinth. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you, Piotr said, his voice echoing off the damp walls. He turned to the group of newcomers trailing behind him. It sucks to be stationed in the east. The humidity eats the firing pins off your rifles, and the silence out there in the no man's land will make you go mad before the enemy even fires a shot. He stopped at a junction where the overhead lights flickered with a dying yellow buzz. But, he added, a grim smirk playing on his lips, at least we ain't covered in 6 inches of frozen dirt when we wake up. The boys on the northern front, they don't sleep, they just wait to become part of the permafrost. The newcomers didn't laugh. They didn't even move. Piotr leaned against the cold bulkhead, lighting a crushed cigarette. You know, I didn't choose this. I didn't wake up one day and decide to be a hero for the state. I was chosen. Just like most of the poor bastards in this hole. I happened to be in the wrong tavern at the wrong time when the recruitment press gangs came through. One minute I'm finishing a pint, the next I'm wearing a serial number and learning how to dig a trench. He exhaled a plume of gray smoke, finally taking a good look at the men he was escorting. They weren't standard infantry. They were clad in pristine white uniforms that stood out like ghosts in the gloom, draped in heavy blood-red cloaks that seemed to absorb the dim light. Their chest plates were matte black, etched with runes that made Piotr's eyes ache if he stared too long. So, Piotr prompted, flicking ash onto the floor, what brought you lot here anyway? You look like you're dressed for a coronation, not a meat grinder. Silence. The newcomers stood like statues. Thank you for watching. Codenamer, out.